that are sunny. Looking back, it was all needed. The problems, the pain, the trauma, the grieving. You are now tuned in to the Prisoner to Painter. Prisoner to Painter. Hard work, dedication. Rainy days, inspiration. Prisoner to Painter. And now, a word from your local dealer.
Welcome to the Prisoner2Painter Podcast. I am Katie McDermott.
And I'm Nathan McDermott. And today joining us is Ric Bater, man. How are you doing?
What up, man? Yeah, pretty good. You know, it's that's a pretty good intro. Now that I'm checking that out, that's nice. I like that.
Dude, we paid Cartoon Bondurant, and I wear this as a badge of honor. We paid him $400 because now he's starting to get like super famous, like not super famous, but he's getting pretty famous. I hit a lick on that $400 song now.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I can only imagine what it's going to be like a couple of years, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, dude, I'm super happy that we finally made this work. I know initially we were supposed to interview you like a month ago. Fuck, it's probably been longer than that now. Probably about 2 months ago, and then our sound. And I know, well, I feel like we became pretty good friends then because you realized that we weren't full of shit, that our sound actually was jacked. So I'm glad that you're on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, we did our thing over here at the Wheelhouse. That was pretty fun. You know, it's kind of freestyling it or whatever, but yeah. Now I'm on your in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Get it? Like, but wait, hold on, wait. There we go. Sorry. Okay, I was
it's just our basement. It's not as cool as yours.
Hey, you know what? All it takes is a few trips to a Goodwill, a couple garage sales, and you know, you be up to par in no time.
That's the truth. So here, man, we go from childhood to where we are now. I feel like I mansplain every single episode, and I probably still will again. So, man, where were you born and raised? Where did you grow up at?
So I was born in Battle Creek, Michigan, but I was raised in Jackson pretty much most of my life.
Okay.
I had a weird story as a baby. I don't remember a whole lot, but there was a lot of turmoil between my mom and my dad. They ended up splitting up real young, and then I ended up living with him at my grandparents' house. So I grew up kind of over there. Dad got the first apartment, started living back and forth with the apartments. And then I remember our first big house that we got was in Vandercook Lake. I was in third grade. So we moved from the apartments in Ridgewood Vista to 301 Myers in Vandercook Lake. I had the smallest house on the block. It used to be a 2-car garage.
Dude, that's funny. We used to rent a house from Danny Tripp. We were 608 Myers. We were right down the road from you, dude.
Nice. We was neighbors. Yep.
Yeah, that's funny, man. Sorry, I will get better at this over the years.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, dude.
But no, I was just gonna say, yeah, I don't know. I lived there for like most of my adolescence growing up. But go ahead. No, go ahead. What was your question?
Dude, just going down that path. I was gonna ask who lived with you. Did you have any brothers or sisters or anything of that?
No.
Oh.
Me and my dad.
Right.
Me and my dad. I had a dog buddy. He was a collie German Shepherd.
Nice.
Big dog, lots of hair. We had shag camouflage carpet that collected all his hair.
Oh yeah.
So it was just one of those, and then we had a cat named Schizo, black cat. So the dog and the cat, and me and Dad, and that was it. Okay. Dad had a couple girls coming in every once in a while, but they never stayed too long. They would always like take something and move it, and he's like, "Where's this at?" And you know, they're like, "Well, I put it over here because it was more." He's like, "No, that's not what I wanted." And I'm just sitting here like, there she goes. She's gone. Oh, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
To each their own.
Man, well, so what would you say your favorite memory from childhood was?
From childhood, one of my favorite memories, probably when I first got my Nintendo and then my PlayStation. Man, I'm a big gamer. I like gaming. So like, you know, I thought like we were too like poor and couldn't afford one. Because my dad always played it down, but then he would always like come through, you know what I mean, birthdays or Christmas or whatever. So
what was Jesus Christ, what was your favorite Nintendo game?
Nintendo game, definitely Excite Bike. And then I started liking, like, I don't know. I liked Excite Bike, but then I liked like Mario was fun when you started getting into that. I don't know. I had a plethora of old games. They were just hand-me-downs. But like I never really got too much into the Nintendo games until they came out, like Super Nintendo, stuff like that. Never had that though. All my friends did, and I played them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
what was your least favorite childhood memory?
My least favorite childhood memory probably would be, I mean, man, probably remember when I was like 15 or 16. No, I was like 16 or so when my grandma died. That sucked.
Yeah.
But just like I remember being a kid and being over staying with my grandma, and she just being in so much pain at night because she had fibromyalgia or something like that with her bones, where like her bones would hurt real bad at nighttime, and so like she would like be crying, like howling, and like wake me up, and I would just sit there and pray to God. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing I could do. But no, I mean it's one of those things. If you have faith, you know what I mean. Now she's in a better place, and she did what she could while she could, and you know. As I try not to forget these people that pass away, and it's so easy to kind of forget their face and the way they talk and their voices and stuff. And that's why I think video is very important.
That's an interesting take. I was just gonna say, dude, I feel like we're preserving history. You what
Absolutely.
you do, us what us do, like what we do. We are preserving history, and if we're doing nothing else now, it'll be around in a couple hundred years. So we're doing something for the future, regardless. So,
yeah, and like they say, once it's on the internet, it stays on the internet.
It'll
go nowhere. Even if it gets deleted on like YouTube, it's still out there somewhere.
So you went to Vander schools?
Yep, from 3rd grade all the way to 9th grade, I believe.
Okay.
I actually went to McDivitt. You remember the McDivitt school that's fallen down right now and in disrepair, and they don't know what to do with it?
Yep.
Dude, I actually went there when it was a live school, and it was so much fun. It was almost like being in a historic high school, but I remember because at the very end of Myers, you guys lived on Myers, you can come out and look right down and see the front door.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
We were
so I could just walk straight there.
We were like four houses away from it.
We were directly behind the car wash.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. So we're pretty much neighbors of that damn school anyways. Like kids would throw rocks through the glass. They started boarding up the windows, I think, on our side. Like,
man, it's so sad. I wish I could do something with that thing.
Dude, it's crazy because it looked like somebody. Yeah, I know. Look at this. All right, I'll get better at this. It looked like somebody bought it and started doing something with it because it started having like private property, no trespassing, and then we moved. So I don't really know if anything ever happened.
It seemed like I heard rumor that they were going to make it like a canine academy or something. I don't know what happened with that.
I mean, I guess that does kind of make sense. The classrooms could hold dogs with different, I don't know, things, maybe kennels. I don't know.
Like I guess.
Whatever makes you money.
I mean, what else would you do with an old school? You know what I mean? Like
make it a house. There's a lot of people who live in old municipal buildings.
That would have been a sweet ass house. Although I will say this about it. We figured out, me and my buddy Christian Wolcott, shout out Christian. We figured out one day that they had tunnels underneath the school, and the tunnels led to the high school, which actually they had fallout shelters there from the Cold War, and even somebody said World War II. So one day, funny little story, me and him, we were really into like war stuff, like World War II, me and him. So like we went on this covert op mission and snuck into this area where the tunnel starts. There's like, you can go down the stairs and you can get into it. And because we knew it was there because they took us there on a field trip. So we went in there and we started looking through all the boxes, and we found all these film reels back in like the 50s and shit about them talking about the nuclear bombs and fallout. And oh man, I wish I still had one of those, but we never got caught. We got in, got out, took a whole handful of stuff, and found some old crackers that was in some bins. It was fun.
Oh, I bet the crackers were nasty.
No, they were rock hard. Yeah.
Yeah, like wartime ration crackers.
Candies
nasty.
now. Yeah, they're hard like candy now.
Okay. Did you do any like sports in elementary school, middle school?
Yeah, I did. Well, I was in band when I was younger, but then I got older and did football. Right. So I played football in 7th and 8th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just kind of like fell out. I like playing basketball, but I was never any good at it. So I just kind of accepted my fate, and I figured I didn't like running. Track is too much work.
Yeah.
You know, so I was just like, well, where does that leave me? I didn't want to play band no more because they wouldn't let me play drums because I couldn't read the sheet music.
Right.
So
who was the most influential person in your life growing up?
probably Gramps, my granddad. Mac
What's
Bater,
the-
man. Mac
what's
Bater,
the-
hold on.
Okay.
Fun fact about Mac Bater is the downtown Jackson car shows. He's one of the guys that got that going. He's like the guy that was running it. Yeah.
Right on, dude.
Go ahead, my bad.
No, you're good. No, dude, I was gonna ask, what's the best piece of advice he gave you?
Oh, take it one day at a time.
Mhm.
This is after I got injured. He's like, you have a lot of life to live yet, and just take it one day at a time. So I got
Right
to do.
on. What's
all right.
Probably not from him, but what's the worst piece of advice you've ever received? It's a good question. I'm telling you.
Probably somebody telling me to like get credit cards and take out loans, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like you do that and you just get on a roll. Like, I mean, I'm not super big in debt. I know people that are like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in debt, but
Yeah.
when somebody tells you to like, oh yeah, it's no big deal, like, you know, we'll work with you and blah blah, like these people, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, and so you do it, and then it's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Now I owe like $200 more than what I would have originally spent.
Shit, yeah, no kidding, man.
Yeah, you gotta. It's stupid because you gotta have credit these days in order to build yourself up so you can get loans for houses and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's just a pain in the ass.
What was your favorite cereal when you were growing up?
Oh yeah.
Captain Crunch
With berries or just plain Captain Crunch?
with the berries. Yeah, but yeah, I wasn't. I did not like that. But then Reese's came along. I like Reese's, but nowadays you look at all that stuff and you're like, it's not good for you.
Mhm.
Did you have a normal life growing up? Would you say your childhood was pretty normal?
I mean, for a single kid, probably. You know, I always wish I had like a brother or sister to hang out with or play with, but I mean, it was whatever. I just kind of like, that's why I game, dude. You know what I mean? You get down in games, there's nothing else to do. You just play the game, hang out. But yeah, I mean,
Oh, sorry.
oh no, I was gonna say, as far as like normal, I mean, what's really normal? You know what I mean? Is it that's a subjective question as well, because it's like, I mean, in my mind, yeah, my dad smoked weed, and you know, like my grandparents were just normal old grandparents. My grandpa went to car shows and stuff, but yeah, I mean, pretty normal, I guess.
How old were you when the like online gaming online being able to talk to people online while you're gaming together?
Oh shoot. Probably I want to say it was like 2005, 2006. So I was probably, I don't know, almost 20. Well, no, and it wasn't that, was it? I don't know. Because I remember Halo was like one of the first ones to get on and do it. I had to have been like 15, 16 at least. That's
So
what I'm
like,
thinking.
were you still real big into like, cause you're a gamer, like was that like life changing when it comes to like having somebody to actually game with?
We didn't have internet for the longest time, so it didn't matter. Like everybody else had online, so I was like, we never had internet. My dad never wanted to pay, because at the time, you had to have internet through like your home, you know, phone call stuff. You couldn't just go to the library and get free internet or whatever.
Right.
So internet was something like that you had to put into your budget and pay for, and my dad never needed it. So he's like, nah, what do I need that shit for? I'm not buying that. That's an extra $100 a month, dude. You're crazy, because it was expensive back then. And then you got dial-up, man. What the heck is dial-up?
Oh my god.
Crank.
I hated dial-up. AOL was the
So
first
bad.
thing we had. AOL was the first. We got the trial discs every once in a while. We put it in, and it would take like 45 minutes to load the page halfway down on a Windows 98 freaking computer.
Yeah, and on the chat rooms, you're like ASL.
Yeah.
ASL.
Yep.
What was your favorite system then being a gamer? What's your favorite system from beginning to now?
I mean, I'll tell you what, when I first got the original PlayStation, that gray one, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had that and I had Gran Turismo and I was in heaven.
Fair enough.
Like I was in heaven. And then they had the Driver. Driver came out. Driver was super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, the PlayStation 2. I didn't really get into Xbox until I went to my friend's house, and then I like held it in my hands, and I was like, "Damn, this thing is like bulky, bro." Like, I don't know if I like it. I kind of do, but I don't.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this thing? But after a while, Xbox, in my opinion, just had more games. The controllers are better. The look of it was more appealing. And so I just kind of switched over to Xbox. So now I'm Xbox all day long. Like everybody's like, "Yeah, I get a PC." I'm like, "Nah, bro. Console to the day I die, son."
Yep.
Talk about it.
So was it the 360 that got you to switch?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely
100%.
was.
The external
100%.
hard drive, you could switch them out. Fire.
Wow, are you guys the same? Is that the same for you too?
That was my favorite console, and the
GameCube.
GameCube, because I love Nintendo.
Oh, I
that
love
was my
GameCube
favorite
too,
game,
yeah.
So
That's fun.
Like those Kirby games on the GameCube. Really like those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Kirby, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I really liked
You know what I really like is it's a core memory from childhood is my dad would always go to these people's named Tom and Brenda's house, right? I always remember Tom and Brenda. They were really fun. They didn't have any kids, surprisingly enough, and they had a dog named Susie. So I'd go over there and I'd play with their dog. And Tom had a brand new PlayStation with Crash Bandicoot.
nice.
And I played that, and I remember, dude, I was like, "This is it. Like, this is dope." Because that was before I had all my shit, so it was like, But yeah,
No, dude, that I hear you loud and clear. There used to be this dude named Daniel's house that they would go with like whatever hang out at. He got the SpongeBob video game before I had it, and I just like I don't know. I'm so envious of that because I don't know. That was like a super cool time for the PS2, I guess. But yeah. Dude, well, okay. Well, going to school, what was your favorite subject, and were you any good at school? I think is a good question to ask now too.
In the words of, I think it was Shaggy 2 Dope, who was like, "Fuck school. School never liked me. Cool," or whatever. No, I don't know. School was all right to go and get away from the house and do something to be with friends. But to be honest, like my favorite class was gym. I like running around and doing all the calisthenics stuff. When I got a little older, I remember we had these cliques. So back in the day, you had the preps, the jocks, then you had your grungers, which I was part of the grunger crowd with the black pants and the baggy stuff. Then you had your kind of nerds who were like the smart kids who would all hang out together. And then you had like the less desirables that were just strewn across the lunchroom. But I always tried to beat the preps though. Like we would always look at the jocks and the preps and be like, "We're gonna get you. We're gonna beat you in something." So yeah, that's we would always have competitions like who can climb the rope faster in gym and who can do the pegboard. I actually had the pegboard down for like I think a week, and then one of the other guys, jock guys, came and beat it, and I was like, "You son of a bitch." And it was hard, so I was like, I don't know if I want to reach. Everybody wanted me to redo it, and I'm like, nah, let them have it. I don't care.
Let him have this one.
It was fun. Like I don't know. It was fun. It was, but like I don't know. School, all in all, school prepares you for just people.
Yeah,
I would say that's all it does. It prepares you to be around people, and in my opinion, I mean, it's just teaching you how to be a good worker, dude. Like I remember when they started doing in Vandercook. I don't know if you remember Mr. Robertson. They had the robotics shop class, where you can go in and mess with robotics. We also had the wood cutting class where you work with wood, and they don't do that no more. They had the computer class.
Home ec anymore.
What's that?
They don't do home ec, like where you learn to bake.
Oh,
and
home
like
ec. Yeah.
Yeah.
How to teach you how to actually do stuff that really matters in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Teach you how to do your taxes or nothing like that no more.
Yeah, dude. I was like the last year to tell you how to like balance a checkbook and stuff, but it wasn't like in high school. I actually learned that like as a kid for some reason. Like they taught me how to balance a checkbook in like 5th grade. Like that was not the proper time to teach a kid that. I don't feel like, but
Right.
You are from the era where driver's ed was included with your schooling, weren't you?
Yes, thank God. Oh, that was fun. That was a fun thing to go through. I remember that kind of. I was the favorite driver. Mr. Myers, shout out. He everybody else he would make just sit in the parking lot or go right around that little area in the neighborhood. And then when I got behind the wheel, it's like, all right, Rick, we're gonna go over to the highway. We're gonna go to East Side Myers. I gotta stop by the bank, drop off some dry cleaning. I'm like, all right, come on, let's go. He literally is like putting stuff in the back and sitting next to the other person that's in the back.
Funny.
And I was like, cool. I just got on there, started driving. I've always been good at driving, I think, because of video games, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, I believe that. Who was your favorite teacher back in high school or school in general?
My favorite teacher was when I went to Ackerson Lake. I met this guy named Mr. Stevenson.
Okay.
And he was just like one of those old soul, don't give a damn what you think about him. Like very kind-hearted, very gentle, but if you piss him off, he'll let you know real quick. Yeah, so he was cool, Mr. Stevenson. And then besides him, Mr. Bean was cool.
Did Mr. Bartell go to Ackerson when you went there?
What is he? Bartell, Scott Bartell.
He was
Sounds
the old science teacher, I think. He was in the back class all the way.
Damn, I know that name too. I can't picture his face right now. But no, I didn't see him. I don't think I've seen him there.
Right on, dude. But Bartell and Jordan were the two male teachers when I went there, and I just wasn't sure if they taught there when you did.
No, I had Miss Cooper, who was like a retired cop, and then we had Mr. Bean, who was an old pothead guy. He was cool as shit. He'd go smoke a bowl at lunch and come back, and like one day he dropped his bowl in front of everybody, and we were just like, "It's okay, Bean. We ain't gonna say shit.
Yeah,
we got your back, bro." And he looked at us, said, "You guys got your secrets. I got mine." It's like, "Yeah, we got you, dude." But yeah, and then Mr. Stevenson. Really, I mean, there would like. Ackerson is so small. It's only 3 classrooms.
Yeah.
And I tell you what year did you go there?
Oh, geez. I graduated, I was supposed to in 2016. So it must have been 2014 or 2013.
All year.
So you went right, you went right after as I left because I was 2014 graduating year.
Right on.
So like you must have came right at the end tail of me either leaving or as I left.
Who was the principal there? Mrs.
Elaine Daly.
Yes, Miss Daly. So
people called her Bulldog.
Yes, dude. So the last year she was the principal. Mr. Adams replaced her the next year, and that's the year I started. Well, it's the year after Daly left.
Man, you got lucky because Daly was a. We won't get into that, but no, check this out. So, Ackerson Lake never had any kind of structure for students, right? Mm-hmm. The place was just a mess. It was wide open. It was like Wild Wild West. So I came to the realization that, hey, I can do something here. And I started up with the student council. I said, somebody should have a student council here and whatever. We should run it or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I made everybody vote. Didn't even put we had 5 people that I chose, like, that we were helping choose. Mm-hmm. Everybody wrote my name in the damn thing. And I ended up becoming the freaking student council president, which I don't know how it happened, but we ended up doing a battle of the bands. Okay. We ended up doing a car show. Right and then we were going to do something else, but they turned us down. But yeah, dude, I raised like over like $7,000-8,000 for the school. And when it came time to graduate, Elaine was like, "You're still a credit and a half behind. You got to come back next year." I'm like, "Bitch, get out of here, dude. Like, I did all this for you and you can't give me a credit and a half? Like, whatever." In my mind, I graduated. I'm done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just never came back.
Did you do prom and all that stuff?
I didn't personally do my prom because, like, in Ackerson Lake, you are allowed to go to Napoleon prom, but I don't know anybody from Napoleon. Like, I didn't give a shit about that. I did at the time after high school. I did to this girl who had a prom. I was 18, she was 17, and I went to her prom. Nice. But it was still just a glorified dance. I wasn't impressed. I've never liked that stuff, man. Like having to dress up in $200, $300, $400 tuxedo just to go dance and then return it, and then I don't know.
In some cases, you don't even dance. You just walk around looking pretty.
That is the
Right,
best
walk around
way
looking
I've
pretty.
ever heard that explained. I was
With your rental shoes.
Listen,
No, man.
walking around looking pretty is fun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It is.
That's great.
Dude, the prom is for the women, bro. The
Yeah,
prom is for the
understood.
women, period.
You telling me I get to wear a fluffy ball gown that I ain't never gonna wear anything like that again in my life unless I get married or go to like the Met Gala?
Yeah. That's funny.
Women love wearing clothing that is just so fucking outlandish. When they get drunk, they gotta like have people help them carry it
Yeah,
around.
carry it.
I can't leave.
So it's like, grab her thing. It's like, oh, why would you? Oh, okay.
That's
Can you
funny.
take it
just
back?
drag
Yeah.
behind and just covering on mud. Yeah, they do like that. They do like that. They do.
I mean, it's something to experience. If you're young and you can go to
Mm.
prom, go do it. Check it out. I'm not saying don't do it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But it's just to each his own. For everybody, it's not the same, and it's just a glorified dance. I tell you what was fun. PJs back in the day. You guys remember PJs?
Mm-mm.
See, you're too young for that. PJs. Right now, it's over on right about Wesley Street, I think, right downtown. It's an old building that used to have like dance. We used to go in there and be a dance. It'd be like dance music and stuff. It was a
Really?
club
Okay.
for teenagers, right?
Okay.
Okay, so I
Like a teenage
remember
club.
Maggie's between Spring Arbor and Concord, and the church
I've never
owns
been
it
there.
now. It was like an all-age club. I also remember
Same thing, I think. Right?
789, which was over by Shirley Drive, and it used to be a church, but then they made it into like an all-ages hardcore club.
Wow.
So you listen to like post-hardcore music. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, PJs was just more of like a irregular old go downtown club kind of thing, but it ended when people started throwing chairs at each other and some kid got stabbed, and
Damn.
yeah, I quit going. I was like, I'm good, and then it got shut down shortly after that.
Mm-hmm.
What
But-
what was your first job? I'm curious about this one.
My
Seriously.
first job was. Let me turn the seat down. I'm dying over here now. My first job was, I believe, Burger King in Vandercook Lake.
Okay.
The only good Burger King in Jackson, I might add too. I will. say
Dude, they
that.
actually
West
make
Ave.
sure their stuff's cooked.
Yeah.
West
Yeah.
Ave is great.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have a
West Ave is a
problem
close
with
second.
Michigan Center.
It is a close second for sure.
I don't know. Lately, man, anything just doesn't taste right. I'm like, I don't know if I want to eat this from there.
Dude, I know the world's kind of gone weird when I will actively go to Burger King over McDonald's. When I'm like, 'cause I love McDonald's and I will go to Burger King because I'm actually like, Burger King's going to be good this time. McDonald's has like consistently been bad for 2 years, I feel like just every time.
Every McDonald's.
Yeah, everyone ever, forever. Like now, I'm like, fuck this place. So,
Yeah, I think McDonald's was good probably around 1958 through 1965. And then right after that, coming into the 70s, they probably just started going to shit. You know?
I mean,
started going down.
I don't
I'm
know,
not
I
sure
guess,
exactly when the people started entering into the process of like the meat, but I don't, you know.
I
It is what it
remember
is.
when the chicken nuggets, they had to market that they were 100% all white meat chicken because they used to just be the bits and pieces and they'd be all brown and weird, and I never used to like chicken nuggets. Yeah.
You'll never like anything if you watch how it's made.
Brett Stepka said that that was also his first job. Man, how old were you when you worked there, Rick?
Oh shit, I was had to be like 16. No, I was younger than that. I think it was like 15, 16, something like that.
Did they used to give you free lunches?
While I was working, I got one free meal.
Right on.
So I usually worked either a 4 to 6 hour shift.
Mhm.
And even with the 4-hour shift, I would take it home. With the 6-hour shift, I would stop like 3 to 4 hours and then take a break, and then I'd go work the last two. And then I had my bike, but then I also was able to buy my moped. That job helped me buy my first moped. It was dope.
What color was it?
It was a red Suzuki something or other. It was like a 50cc, but I ended up painting it. I painted it black, and then I put these like flames down it, and then I put blaze on the side of it.
Mhm.
And then I ended up selling it for pretty much like $50 more than what I paid for it.
Right on, dude. Heck yeah. What was your favorite job you ever had?
I used to love working at like gas stations. I used to work at Admiral on East Michigan Ave, which is not like a soft gas station. That shit's
No,
hard. You gotta
That
be
is one of the hardest gas stations.
you gotta be
Was-
hard to work there. You know what I
was
mean?
Dreadnought in there when you were working there?
Yep, he just started to buy it. Right as I got in there is when he started to buy it. I ended up getting in trouble because I was unfortunately a part of a cigarette ring that we started stealing cigarettes. And one day my whole entire Central Council was filled of them. I didn't get in trouble, but the other guys did. But my stipulation is that I had to pretty much bag out. Like I had to just give up the shit that I had and then leave. But yeah, no, it was fun. And then it wasn't fun. But to be honest, my favorite job is just what I do now, man. Advertising. I love talking to people. I love going out and like going into businesses and talking to the owners. I love trying to help new businesses. So like if you're a brand new business and you're trying to get your name out, like I will literally chunk off $50 just to help you out. You know what I mean? Or if you're running low on payments and you can't pay me right now, dude, no big deal. Like hit me up next week or whatever, and I'll work with you. Just don't take too long. You know what I mean? I'm nice, but I'm not like that nice. But no, it's, to be honest with you, it's to do something you love, which I mean, I don't know. I love talking to people. I love going around and helping people. And I guess this is a way of me to do something and to sit on the phone. Some people sell advertising by sitting on the phone, right? And just making phone calls. I've done that. I've worked at companies. I've done that, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's better out in the field. I like going face to face. Now I can't do it so much, but I built up so much of a clientele now. I really don't need to.
What was before we ask more about this, because I think this is very unique and I love this part of your story, the little bit I know about it. What was your least favorite job?
Probably, I don't know. I was a busboy at Steak and Shake, which they kind of treated busboys like shit.
Oh, and now they don't have any employees in there except for the cooks. It's wild.
Or not Steak and Shake. I'm talking about Gina Davis Steak. What's that place
Steak
down there?
Eatery.
Steak Eatery, that place. Yeah, that place.
Yeah, I've heard horror stories just about that place in general, not just like them treating busboys. Like I've just heard bad things about them.
Dude, the owner at the time was a straight dickhead, dude. He would come in and like bark orders at the main guy, and then the main guy would like tell us what he needs, and then the woman was the worst. She would come in and be like, "Why aren't you doing this? You should have been there 5 minutes ago. I'm over here." And I'm like, "Bitch, I'm fucking trying. What are you talking? I'm one guy. There's a whole restaurant." So like I started stealing tips because I started getting pissed off. So I started taking like, if somebody put like $13 out, I'd take $2. If somebody put like, you know, a $20 bill out, I wouldn't touch it. But like, I just do it. I'm like, you guys want to treat me like shit? I'll show you. Like, motherfuckers, like catch me and kick me. It's almost like it was like I was spitting back at him. Like, you know, I catch me then, kick me out, fire me, whatever. Luckily I didn't get in trouble. I could have went to jail, but I got caught and he was like, "You're done. Get your shit and leave."
Get out of here. Yeah. It's like,
I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, sorry.
So, when did you start doing music?
Shit, that was back when I was. I mean, see, music has always been a part of my life,
right?
But like, I started making beats and drumming on desks and shit when I was probably like, you know, a 10, 11, 12 years old. Me and my buddy Nick Kaiser. We'd be in class just going back and forth. So that's kind of what started it. Well, then I started whistling, making beats while I'm making beats. Well, then it went from that to actually starting to rap. And then like I'd go to parties and I'd start making beats and drumming and doing all that shit. And when I started rapping and actually doing stuff like that, I was fast off the top of the head, so I could come up with like freestyle raps real quick. And people started noticing, and they're like, "Damn, bro, like you're good." And I'm like, "Hey, I try," you know. But then I met this kid named Bogdan Dinchenko at Ackerson Lake. He was a Russian kid. He came there from Jackson High, I think. Bogdan got into a fight with a whole bunch of Ackerson guys. That was the biggest brawl ever on Ackerson Lake property. That's what we call the war of the war of the Russian back in the day. He literally brought like 4 carloads of dudes and like fought with the whole rest of the school. I dipped. I was like, I ain't part of this shit.
Yeah.
But I ended up going with him, and he had this studio called Addicted Records.
Okay.
And it was me, Josh Miller, who went by Mills. And then we had, Nick, Sinatra Slugs, and then we had a couple other people, but that was like the main was me, Josh, and Nick. And we started making music, just messing around. I'd go over there and we'd start, he would have a beat, Bogdan would put a beat on. I'd like it. I could jump in the booth and start rapping. He had this like big ass mansion he lived in. His dad was a super big executive at Consumers, and he had purchased a mail order bride from Russia with a son, hence Bogdan and his sister or whatever. So they came over, and that's what it was. They grew up with this dude in this mansion on Oak Ridge, I think it's called.
Okay.
So in order to get up to the studio, you got to climb 4 sets of stairs, and it's dude, it was a fucking feat, let me tell you. But we get up there, and like he had it all set up, so we get in the booth and we'd start spitting and rapping, whatever, and then it started getting out there, and people started hearing it, and like it just got bigger and bigger. And then after he left, he ended up going to college or something. I ended up getting with a group called BGP, Big Game Players. A lot of people might know them or whatever. We were doing, that was some of the funnest times in my life, was doing music with those guys, because we had like so many people at first, but the main core was, Mason playing guitar, the realness of the guitar mixed with the beats on the computer, mixed with what can we add to this to make this different. You know what I mean? We had that real nice, it was like a real nice kind of like 90s style flow, but new style. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. Oh, sorry. Now I see why you keep being grumpy with me, because I'm pulling that headphone. Dude, no, your music was
you guys need to get those splitters, bro. You guys
dude, yeah. No, man,
splitters.
Your music was absolutely, and it was incredible listening to it last time we were over. I was actually shocked that it was as good as what it was, man. Just to a question that's not related, but we haven't asked everybody, and I thought it would be a good time. If there was any historical figure you could have dinner with, who would it be?
He keeps taking my question.
Shit, I don't know. Historical figure that I could have dinner with and hang out with.
Anybody dead or alive, any time period, anybody in history.
I figured after talking about music would be a good time to ask that question.
Bro, probably. Damn, I don't know, because there's so many. You know what I mean? There's so freaking many. I don't know. It pops up in my head to think about like one of my old relatives. So my great, I don't know, there's like 5 greats or something. Grandfather was the gardener to George Washington.
Right on.
So I'm like, I keep thinking of George Washington, dude, but fuck, I'd like to talk to my great granddad, bro, or whatever. Be like, hey, bro, let me ask you a question. How's it like working for the first president? You know what I mean?
What would you order for dinner?
Shit, I don't know. Is it going to be real food? Do we eat like it is back then?
Yeah, real food. Anything you want.
Back then? Yeah, I'm probably man, let me get some roasted chicken. I don't know. Macaroni and cheese. I don't know. See, me, I'm not really a big foodie. For me, dude, to be honest, I'm sorry. Food to me is kind of like, I used to be bored and eat it, you know what I mean, when I was younger, just because there's nothing else to do. But nowadays, it's become more of a, I wish I could just take a pill and be full. Like, I hate having to take the time out of my day to stop and have a meal and eat. I mean, sure, if I'm watching TV and I'm like, you want to munch on something cool, but maybe some macaroni and cheese bites, maybe some cheese curds, maybe something good like that. But no, man, for the most part, it's just like, I don't know. Nowadays, I just want to be done and be full.
Man.
You're fucking funny.
Man. I'm like the opposite. I love food. And it's not that I eat when I'm bored. It's just like the presentation of it, the food, like a steak with some good sides. Oh my God. You can't replicate that.
Yeah, back in the day, I mean, with the steak thing, I used to love to grill and like to cook stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just like, maybe it's just because now the food's not as good as it was back 10, 15 years ago. Because there's all so much shit put in it, and it makes you not even care about eating it no more. I don't know.
Well, that's why you get the bougie food.
Yeah. Dude, I
gotta get a bougie food store.
This has been phenomenal. When did you start podcasting? Because I know that's a big part of your story as well.
Oh, hold on. Before we get to that, now the music thing. Let me go back to this because I didn't finish this. So I did start doing music on my own in my basement of Foxfire. This is right after I had my son. So I actually have my own like album that I never really pushed, but I still want to do more music. And it sucks because so many people have heard my music. Like you guys heard my newest stuff that not too many people have heard. And I'm going to do some more stuff to get out. So there's going to be more stuff to come, I think, I hope. Anyway, back to podcasting. It was after I got my accident. My friend Mason was like, dude, you should start a podcast. And I'm like, I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, damn, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I can't move. I don't do a whole lot of shit. You don't need to do a bunch for a podcast. You just got to set it up and talk. You know what I mean? I can still talk.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it started. And you can see my first ever video. It's like I got one camera, one microphone, and like my buddy Nick over here on the side. I think this is actually one of my first mics I got.
Yeah.
But after I started doing that for a while, then I kind of came up with the idea to do the Wheelchair Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was in the hospital, I tried to look up, you know, T12 or T3, T4, paraplegic, and I was going to see what happened because that's what I am, T3, T4.
Okay.
And there was like one guy who was like a T6 that he had a channel, but I'm like, okay, that's cool, but that's it. Nobody else. So I couldn't find what I was looking for, and there was an opening, and so I'm like, I got to do something with this, like, and that's about it. And that's kind of where it started, and it's just kind of, I don't know. In my mind, I feel like God put me on this path for a reason, and here I am. And the other day, man, I'll show you this. I was feeling bad. I don't know why, because I was like looking for vindication, like for what I've done for some reason. Like I kept looking for like, I need to be on this. I need like to be recognized. Why is nobody giving a fuck what I'm doing? Does it even matter?
Mm-hmm.
And then I ordered something from Whatnot, and this shit came in the mail, and I was like, no fucking way. It says be a giver, and then it says so then reap.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I didn't order this. It just came with the order, like for free or whatever. So I was like, you got it. I'd look at this like, all right, I'll shut up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome,
God will tell you things if you listen, if you believe and you ask for help and you check it out, he'll show you. Sometimes even if you don't ask, he'll show you.
Yeah, that's the damn truth, dude. Man, I really enjoyed this. I apologize. I normally have an idea of what I'm going to do, and just like normal, stories go all over the place. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that works.
It's the ADHD.
Yeah, but
ADHD.
so I do give a heads up. We got about 20 minutes left. I just give a heads up, never to rush you. I just do this for every guest.
You guys got to come hang out again too.
We do soon. No, definitely do. We had such a good time, man. We really did have such a good time.
I know, and she never even got to meet Melody. Melody was mad because she was like, "Man, I got my Whatnot show." She's doing her Whatnot show. She sells books on Whatnot. Check her out, Mel's Book Nook.
Okay.
Yeah, Mel's Book Nook on Whatnot. Boom.
Man, so I feel like we danced over the beginning part. Is there anything when we invited you on that you wanted to share from like the beginning part of your life? Is there anything when I was like, hey man, you want to come and let us interview you? Is there anything you're like, I'm gonna say this?
I don't know, man. You know, it's just like, dude, anymore lately, it's just I feel so weird about life in general. You know what I mean? Like, you ask yourself questions about, damn, what is it all for? Why am I here? Look how far life is actually strewn across time. And you're like looking at all the damn things that's happened, and you're like, well, what is it all about? I don't know. For me, it's just I have more questions than answers at this point.
Yeah.
So to talk about my life and like to go back and think about certain things, it's like, you know, I don't know. It just puts it in perspective, I guess. I sound like Kanye West over here groveling and shit.
A little bit, dude. I was gonna say, well, okay, this is something we normally don't do, because I feel like we did kind of jump over. What's your favorite color?
Orange.
Favorite food?
Dukes of Hazzard, yep. Favorite food, if it's good food, would be hamburger, macaroni, cheeseburger, hamburger helper, cheeseburger.
Mm-hmm.
I think cheeseburger, hamburger helper, or something like that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
Favorite animal?
Probably a dog.
If you were an animal, what animal would you be?
Bird.
You'd be a bird, so you can fly?
Yep.
Or is it because you get to go south every winter?
I'm like a bird, oh, fly away. I don't know where my home is, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The Wanderlust.
Yeah, there you go.
If you could choose a superpower to have, which one would it be?
A superpower right now, as I am right now,
Yeah.
definitely fly. I would fucking fly this shit everywhere. I
Okay,
just lift my
other than
paralyzed
fly,
body up.
because that's why you'd want to be a bird.
Yeah.
So
Probably, I don't know, indestructibleness. I could just turn it on. Wouldn't that be shitty though? Watching the superhero take a handicap spot and he just gets out of his van and just like goes rock off on somebody.
Jesus.
I would be a little pissed. Like, man, he didn't need that spot.
You'd be like, dude, he just beat the shit out of all those thieves, but he took the handicap spot. What are you doing? Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's my boy Jeff Team, Ricky B. What up, Doc? Good fruit, brother. Interesting podcast as well. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, and thank you.
I think
You guys
that's
gotta
how
have that guy. You gotta have Jeff Team on your show, man. He's going through a whole thing. I'm not gonna talk about it because we'll let him talk about it, but he's gonna be an inspirational guy, man. I could see it in him. He's got the faith, he's got the drive.
Awesome. Well, there's always an open invite, man, for anybody who does have a story to tell, always. But going back to your podcasting, man, how long have you been doing that? How many episodes have you done?
Okay, so I don't know. I can't tell you the exact amount of episodes, but I know that the Wheelchair Wednesday, I think I'm about 114, 115 episodes in.
Good stuff.
We've talked to people from all across the world, England, freaking, I can't even think of right now of how many places. I mean, definitely almost every state. It's been such a crazy ride because like sometimes I don't even feel like doing it. I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I'm just like, I'd rather sit inside and play my game or whatever. But like something inside me just pushes me. It's like, you've done it this far. You've gone this far. Do not stop. Keep going. What are you thinking? So I got to come out here, turn the heat on. My son will do that. And then it's kind of like a thing. You know what I mean? You guys have seen the wheelhouse. Yeah. It's a living, breathing whole other building that I have to have come alive before I can start doing this here. Otherwise I can do it in my room, but
is it easier in the summer?
Oh, so much easier. I can just open the door. I ain't got to turn the heat on. I don't got to, you know what I mean? In the winter, it just takes so much time because you have to let it heat up. And then the electronics don't ever work good. Yeah, because I leave all my electronics out here for the most part, other than my laptop, which is probably why my one expensive camera quit working. But now I'm on the sister camera now, so I had two of them. Now I gotta get another sponsor for another camera probably.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me hit this button for me.
Well, what has been your favorite episode? Who has been your favorite person you've interviewed?
They're all pretty different in their own little ways. Like they're all pretty exciting. They're all pretty kind of like, I mean, I've heard some stories that'll make you like, just you'll lose. You don't know what to say. It's crazy. I've heard some crazy stories. To pick one that's my favorite, I couldn't do. But I'll tell you, my favorite time podcasting was doing we had a show called Sunday Fun Day. And that's when it was me. This is out here in the wheelhouse. It was me, my buddy Tim, my buddy Mason, who plays guitar, and our boy Clax Green, who's like a super dope rapper in Michigan. He's like a battle rapper, and he's like good. Mm-hmm. We would all sit out here and we would kind of shoot the shit, whatever. Jeff's been do a couple of them too. But that was so much fun. We had a pepper challenge. We would bring out these hot peppers and see who could last the longest. Yeah. Oh man, I want to do that again. Yeah. But no, yeah, that was definitely the one. But yeah, everybody that I talk to, man, like even having you guys over, like, you know what I mean? Like it's something special for each one. You don't ever know because like, especially the in-person ones are so different because you get to meet them. Yeah. I want to make the wheelhouse an inviting place where you feel warm and loving and like care, like kind of like you're going into a cabin up in, Escanaba and your Uncle Charlie's there or whatever. Like, hey, come on in, bud, sit down or whatever. You know what I mean?
Escanaba in the moonlight.
Dude, I get it. We've actually been told that like some guests have said, like they sit down and they end up saying stuff that they were like, I didn't plan on saying that. Like they just, I'm glad you feel that safe. And I felt like that at your place. Like I probably said some shit I probably should not have, but I felt welcomed. I felt like invited. So I just felt at home.
Yeah.
So.
And that's all it is, man. Like once you get somebody talking, especially like, if they're feeling all right or, whatever, they're going to say more. Yeah. And that's a lot of people I've noticed that too, is like when we do our wheelchair Wednesdays, I get a lot of people that are very, very like, they're like, what do you call it? Standoffish. Mm-hmm. They're like, well, I don't know. It's, man, do you think that I can, and it's like, dude, calm down, man. It's not that big of a deal. You're just talking to me. We're just talking about, I got 10 questions for you. And I'll literally have to back them off the ledge in order to go live with them. And then once we go live at the end, they're like, oh, thank you so much. That was so much fun, man. Yeah. I could do that for another hour, dude. Like whatever you want, you give me a call, we'll go back. And I'm like, I told you. So it's just, I don't know. It's the nerves, right? I think really, you got to get over those nerves. And once you do that, dude, it just flows out.
Well, and it's almost fear of what other people think, I think is an issue sometimes. Once I got over that, I'm just like, I don't really care. I know, right. It's like, whatever.
That's the biggest thing, is oh my God, what is somebody going to think about this? Once you get over that, like, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, nobody cares. Once you realize that nobody cares about anything except their little bubble, that's all that matters. Because all you're doing, and this is one piece of advice that I'll always remember. I don't even know who said it. This one lady said, I said, if I put something out, like, for how long does it take? I was worried about starting it. And she said, listen, doesn't matter what you put out. There are eyes and ears for everything. Yep. So whatever you put out, somebody's going to listen to. Somebody's going to watch that. Yep. And I was like, that's a good point. And then I told myself, as long as I had like 10 viewers or 10 watchers, like I'll keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. And now we've done it for so long, and it's like I am all over the place. The RSS. You guys heard about the RSS, right? Have you started doing that?
No, we haven't started doing it, but you told us about it. I got
There's different companies. You don't necessarily have to go through them, but like, man, that's just gotten crazy. I'm over 5,000 downloads. I'm almost at 6 now. It's crazy. I just had another boost, but I don't know. A lot of that shit I found out, it's like you can get botted. So it's like, who knows how many of those 5,000 are really real. But still, even if 1,000, man, that's cool. I'm proud of that.
Well, and then realistically, let's put 1,000 people in a room. That's a lot of people. Like I know,
dude, sit around and talk to 100 people, right?
Yeah, dude. Social media's got us like really screwed up in that perspective. Oh well, if I don't have 1,000 or 100,000 people watching me, why am I doing it, dude? 100,000 people. Like, let's be real. 1,000 people is a lot of people. 100 people? Can you call 100 people? Like, I mean, yes, me and you probably could.
I'm pretty sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
all of Jackson County is like 159,000.
Oh, yeah, the whole county, yeah.
The city is 30,000 something. Yeah. So like, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of damn people, dude.
Right. Just think about. So, and I don't understand how this is even a thing. The Lions Stadium holds like what, 45,000, 50,000 maybe. And the big house, which is one of the biggest arenas in the world, holds 100 and I think it's like 104,000 people regulation. But every time you watch a big Michigan game, what are they, 107,000, 109,000, 108,000? Like, holy shit, I've been there. That place is like Coliseum. You want to talk Coliseum? That thing, the whole way around it, it's just one big ladder step up, and it's, oh man, that's whew. You want to talk take your breath away type stuff. That's something you got to go there and see. Pictures do not do that place justice at all.
Dude, I drive by it every way on my way to work, but clearly the outside is different. But that place is huge. Like it's
they don't call it the big house for nothing. Yeah,
dude, it takes up blocks. Not like a block. It takes up blocks. Like it takes up a quarter of a city. You know, it's huge, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus, driving.
Yeah, but hey, man, but it's so much fun. You go to a Michigan game. I understand why they don't allow the drinking inside there, because we tailgated. We went in there and I'm like, well, we can't drink in there. And he's like, no. But then we went in there and oh my God, dude, people are so. I'm like, no wonder, bro. Like, y'all would get crazy in this damn thing.
Yeah, dude, we went to a Spartan game when I was still drinking, and
it was their homecoming. It was a whiteout.
Dude, but same thing though is I was like, what do you mean we're not allowed to drink in here? And that's how drunk we were already walking in there. Same thing. I was like,
Well, and then
no wonder we can't drink.
He doesn't mention that we lived in Lansing, and we're on the east side of Lansing, and they won. And they won by a lot. And when he's like, they party this hard when they win, I said, you should see how they are when they lose.
Dude, I was about to say they burn the city down when they win. Okay, so like I know they do even worse.
Oh, it gets way worse when they lose. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck?
You know, that's funny about Ann Arbor and MSU though. Like if you think about it, East Lansing and Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor is more of like a classy college town. MSU is more of a fuck you, bitch.
Fuck you, I'll burn your fucking
Oh
house
man,
down.
I've always been a U of M fan. Anyway, go blue. Yeah.
Honestly, me too. We just lived in Lansing, and then my old boss gave us tickets. So I was like, I will always go to I never needed an excuse to drink, but I sure loved one. Like, I'll go tailgate.
I'm a Spartan fan.
I would go to a Spartan game wearing a Michigan uniform, even if Michigan wasn't involved, with just a camera on me, just to see what would happen. I mean, probably not in the wheelchair. They weren't going to do much to you in a wheelchair, but you know.
They
would look at me like, "What the hell, guy?" And they'd be like, "Oh, he's in a wheelchair. Never mind, leave him alone."
Hey, that's a good social experiment, though.
That would be fun. I would watch that. I would watch that YouTube.
Get like a body cam.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
How much time we got left?
We're
getting close.
Up,
yeah, we're getting close.
We gonna do a wrap ups?
Yeah. Unless you have something, Rick.
I want to start a disability expo in Jackson, Michigan, at the American One Event Center at the fairgrounds.
Yes.
I want to do that, so look out for that.
Okay.
I might know a couple resources you could probably partner with that would be down to co-op with you on that.
Nice. Somebody talked about doing a nonprofit and then starting out with that mixed by a profit that's funding the nonprofit that I could do and actually like help me get paid for my time to do it. So I don't know. There's a lot of ins, a lot of outs. I don't really necessarily care about the money, even though I know it's going to be a lot of money. Money's a construct. I fucking hate it, dude. Just get the money and have fun with it. Like, you know what I mean? Live your life, because tomorrow you could die and it could go to Henry down the block because you didn't file out the correct paperwork on your will or whatever. So have fun. Yeah. But no. Yeah. So that's, I don't know. I want to do that because Jackson doesn't have anything. I've talked to a few different advocates here around Michigan, disability wise, and they're like, dude, the closest you have to go is like Detroit, or you have to go to Chicago. And Detroit doesn't even have a good one from what I hear. So I don't know. I would like to just have one where we can fill up the event center. I mean, if they can do a big show there with like toys and shit, why can't we do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you're fucking right, dude. 100%.
Get the track chair guys out there with a nice little track chair like thing you can get on and check out. That'd be dope. Climbing hills and shit.
Yeah. Oh man, Rick, I really appreciate this. That this has been great. We will come over and see you soon. We'd really like that. Our wrap-up questions are all the same for every guest. They're all the same. Is there anything I didn't ask that I should have? Is there anything you want to share? Is there anything I missed?
You didn't ask me what my favorite cartoon growing up was.
What was your favorite cartoon growing up?
Garfield.
Oh, really?
Used to love Garfield.
That
Garfield.
Caught me off guard.
Dude, in the morning, even when I got older, dude, like in the morning, Garfield would always come on the TV. So it'd always be like Garfield and Friends. And I would just get up, eat my cereal, and watch that, and then go to school. Garfield was the one.
Courage Cowardly Dog was mine for sure. What is your definition of success?
My definition of success is identifying a goal, having a goal, identifying what that goal is, figuring out what you have to do to achieve that goal, and then simply taking the steps to achieving the goal and then achieving that goal. It doesn't matter what it is. If you want to get up to turn on the heat, but you've been laying in bed all day, as long as you get your ass up out the bed, put your slippers on, jump up, go to turn up the heat, you done it. Good job. Way to go.
Yes.
But yeah, just having a goal and accomplishing it, I think is being successful. I mean, as long as you look at it that way, don't worry about what anybody else says and don't try to live up to anybody else's expectations of what you think successful is, you know what I mean? Or what they think successful is. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I do 100%. That is like what I think the definition is like. I agree. So.
Nice. Also, if you'd like to visit WCMafia.com right now, we have shirts half off. Boop, boop, boop.
You said WCMafia.com?
Yeah, everybody looks at it, but I've never had really anybody buy it. Or you can just hit me up. I got a few different of these shirts left. These are the OGs, the OG Wheelchair Mafia shirts. I think I only have large left. I think large and maybe extra large, maybe one medium. I don't know, but a bunch of larges. But I don't know. I want to get some new ones and I want to make them, but I just need to start. I should start making like plans to market this stuff. You know what I mean? But like I said, like as long as I have enough money and I paid my bills and I can go thrift shopping, like I don't care. Like I don't want to. I collect wealth in a different way.
Yeah.
So I get silver and I get collectibles and I get things that I can like put in a safe and forget about or bury on the property and nobody knows where they are and write a treasure map so they can find it when I die. Stuff like that.
Dude, that's so sick though, man. You're gonna have people fighting over to find that treasure map now, and just fighting over
wait.
they're gonna be fighting over the map.
Dad's got this map. Where's this map go?
If you had one word to describe your entire journey from where you started to where you are heading, and it has to be one real word, what is that word?
Hold on, say that one more time.
One word to describe your entire journey from where you started to where you will end up. It has to be a real word. Can't be hyphenated.
One word.
One word. I would say. What is the word I'm looking for? I know it's on the tip of my tongue. It's not faith, but it's like. Dang it! I don't know. I guess that's gonna have to be it. It's just faith. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Okay, and if you now met younger you, would you get along with him, and would he get along with you?
I would get along with him, and I think he would get along with me, except I would let him know that some of the choices that he's going to make is going to affect him, and he will live past 25. Because I never thought, like, when I was younger and after my grandma died, it was just balls to the wall. I didn't give a shit about the world. I didn't give a shit if I could live or died. I mean, in my mind, I didn't have anything to live for. What did I care about? My cousin died. He hung himself. I was like, man, dude, like, come on, bro. Just one thing after the next. So I just didn't care. You know what I mean? Went to drugs. I was a crackhead for a long time. We didn't even talk about that. Yeah, dude, that's a whole nother story. We're gonna have to do a part 2.
We're gonna have to have you back on.
Yeah, well, yeah, dude. Well, and I know that there's future. Because we definitely got to interview you about that. But I know there's multiple more. I mean, because we'll be over too, so I know there's multiple more times that we can discuss stuff.
And seriously, who can put their entire life into an hour?
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I mean, dude,
especially if you're a talker.
Yeah, well, dude, and we try to. We invite people back on that we like, so clearly in the future we would like to have a second go at this anyways. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate this, Rick.
Yeah, no problem, man.
He says invite people on that we like we re-invite him on. One of these times people are like, no.
Well, dude, some people, I'm sorry, some people are like, oh, we can do this again. I'm just
absolutely not.
You're like, I don't know, man. Like it was fun, but we're pretty booked up.
Yeah, that's what
we're pretty booked up.
I'm just gonna start like messing with people. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
I get the same thing too. Like for Wheelchair Wednesdays, like some guys, like the people that just don't want to do it, but then they have so much fun. They're just like, oh man, yeah, hit me up for anything. And dude, some of the women are just like, well, listen, check this out. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like I gotta go. It was fun. But we'll see you.
Yeah, but there's still a time. Yeah, I mean, there's still like, sorry guys, gotta go. But
I mean, you love them, but it's just because they get that taste of like being on and doing a podcast or actually like talking to somebody. I really think that's what it is being able to talk to somebody else and express themselves to that person. They don't get that all the time. So in order to have that, it's what I mean.
And I think you might have learned this as well, like with us. And you can do it just as easily. You could start something. I mean, I'm not saying like you'll have this right away.
Oh yeah,
but,
easily. You got a cell phone, you can do a podcast.
We have a phone at our disposal. Yeah. Like anybody can just pick their phone up and start that way.
Some people do. Dude, there's been some. I don't know their exact names, but like a lot of people get famous off their phone now, anyways. To begin with, it's like. We probably went too much extra for no reason. Fuck, we should do this on our phone.
Well, you guys have been doing good. I think you guys have, you came from nothing, dude. I seen you start from the very beginning, and I was like, dude, I kept asking. I was like, is there anybody else that does a podcast? We talked about this when you guys were over at my house. And I seen you do it, and it didn't matter. You just get, like, you got on there and you did it. And that's what you have to do is you have to just do it.
Yeah.
Learn it. Get on there. Do it. Put it.
Well,
Even if it is
because
shitty.
for
Even if your
everything
audio
to be
sucks.
perfect, yeah, nothing's gonna be perfect. Our audio still isn't the best.
Bro,
But
I just had a shitty fucking like couple of I'm like, son of a bitch. Like I kept getting shitty audio. So I'm like, yeah, dude, even if you're 2 years, 3 years into it, you're still gonna get tie-ups. It never goes away.
It
Dude,
happens. Technology is finicky as shit.
And then
Yeah,
I'm still gonna do it.
and- yeah.
I'm still gonna do it. People be like, "Oh man, well if it don't sound good, we can reschedule." I'm like, "No, we're just gonna do it with it not sounding good." Sorry.
Well, here's another thing too. Here's another thing is what I've thought is like, dude, spirituality. There's a spiritual battle going on people don't know about.
Mhm.
And think about what you guys are doing. You're trying to press positivity, like you said, the hope dealer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What hates hope? What hates positivity? Evil.
Yeah.
What is evil gonna do? Try to fuck shit up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There have been
That's
a
what I
couple
think.
people that just, I don't know if it's like reverse polarity or what, but
Yeah.
they've come in and our shit has went haywire.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not allowed to interview that person. And mind,
That's
some
a
of
real
them
thing,
carry
yeah.
Some, I believe some religious power to begin with. Like they were people of, I believe standing in that type of regard. And yeah, it's like,
And it's not even just that. It's just people with a big energy. There's
Yeah.
some people that the energy, it was like too much.
Yeah.
Dude, it is a real thing. Your aura and your energy, you
Mhm.
can feel it around certain people. That's why dogs don't like certain people.
Yeah.
That's why animals react that way to certain people. And I mean, that's why I love my dog, my little Australian Shepherd, dude. She don't like you, she'll tell you.
Yep.
Right off
Uh-huh.
rip.
well, and
We
that's
know
good
whether
because
to
you
let you
probably
in or
shouldn't
not.
like us either then type deal. My dog don't like you. I'm like, hey, you should probably go.
Mhm.
Like, because she
Right,
likes everybody. So
Yep.
you should
I
probably
don't know
go.
what to tell you, man. She likes everybody. I didn't do anything.
Rick,
Yeah, some
thank you,
people are
dude.
like that, but yeah.
We're gonna cut to the intro. I got
Outro.
outro. I mean, and dude, we'll stay in touch, man. Let's get together soon.
All right, cool. I'm gonna hit you up here after this on Facebook if that's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Sounds
man.
good.
All right. Bye. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.